TBTL. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Hey Dummies. I'm Andrew and I will be your dummy today, and I am especially excited about today's question. I love all of the questions that you guys send in. In fact, I could always use more. Email me, andrew@tbtl.net, put Hey Dummies in the subject line. But today's question is especially exciting for me. It hits on all of my sweet spots: nostalgia, audio gear, cable management, and it comes from Stan in Alberta, Canada. Stan says, headphones. Do you have, or have you ever had, a special pair of headphones that you loved more than life itself? In high school, I had some cool Sennheisers, which made me think I was on the leading edge of all things audiophile. Well, I think you were, Stan. I mean, Sennheisers are, that's a top name in audio production. How do you choose headphones now? What are the key characteristics? So much to get into here. My only concern is keeping this video under 3 hours today. Let's start with the first question. The headphones that I loved more than life itself. My first pair of headphones that I remember buying specifically as just headphones came from Radio Shack. And they were so cool. So this is back in the, I'm going to say maybe late 80s, but definitely early 90s. People were still we were listening mostly to Walkmen or sometimes Discmen. But a lot of the headphones were still that kind of classic Sony Walkman style headphones. You put them on over your head, not as big as these I'm wearing now, but the kind with the little soft things that would kind of go over your ears or maybe even go into your ears a little bit. But there's always a headband associated with it before we got into the kind of iPad or the iTunes, iPod revolution, where we started to use earbuds that would just go individually into the ears without the band. Well, I actually had a pair of those long before we called them earbuds. I unfortunately don't have an example. I can't show them to you right now because they're long gone, but I know I bought at least 2 pairs of these, if not more, over the course of my youth. And they were from Radio Shack, and what I loved about them was they came in this case where you would put the earbud sort of in the center of the case, and then you would wind the case up, and the cable would wind around this thing, and then you would carry around a little plastic case about this big. I'm going to see if I can find any photos of these things online, because I think you can still buy them on eBay. In fact, I'm tempted, now that I see these things, I'm tempted to buy an old pair on eBay for just like $20, but I probably have better things to do with my money, and I'm sure that they don't sound as good as they seem to have sounded back then. But I remember just like putting these things on. I'd be sitting in the bus on my way to school, and I would put these things on, and I would blast music as loud as I could. I remember everybody said, someday you're going to hurt your ears and you're going to regret this. And I do sort of regret it because my hearing kind of sucks now. But I think I listened to my first Nirvana album using these headphones. I remember somebody came up to me on the bus, somebody who I guess I was friendly with. I don't think it was a close friend, but they said, oh, I think you'd really like this band Nirvana. And they maybe even dubbed me a copy. My memory is somebody dubbed me a special copy of Nirvana's Nevermind record and said, I really think you'd like this. And I had a Walkman, a black Walkman that you could control like the bass, treble, and mid-range levels on the front with these little sliders, and it also, of course, had mega bass that you could implement. And I remember saying, "Oh, Nirvana, what are they like?" And the guy's response was, "I don't know. It's like an MTV Buzz clip." And I was like, "All right, I guess that's all I need to hear."
MTV Buzz clip. What the buzz is about on MTV.
That's just like one sort of crystallized memory that maybe is a composite of several memories, but I just remember loving these headphones, loving the case, and being at this time in my life where so much music, or all music, was so new and exciting to me. There's something about that era of sort of like quote unquote discovering music around that age where you're still kind of a young person and you feel like you're just, I don't know, you feel like you're discovering something that is very special and personal to you. So I think about those headphones from time to time. As I got older and earbuds became, again, not earbuds, but wired earbuds became the sort of the standard bearer for listening to music and maybe even early podcasts, I did not, I think I had some early Apple earbuds. Remember, they didn't used to go in your ear so far. They were more just kind of round and flat, and they would sort of balance on the end of your ear. I liked that. And then time marched on, and all the other earbuds they started producing were going too far into your ear, and it would block out all other sound. And that didn't work for me, both on a comfort level and also because of some of the radio production stuff I would do. This is sort of a complicated, very specific thing, but sometimes Luke and I would have to record TBTL remotely on our phones together. So if you can imagine, I had a little recording kit like this recorder right here that is actually recording a backup of me right now, and I would have a microphone just like this one, if not this particular microphone, plugged into it, and I would be in my car somewhere, right? And I'd be recording myself. Luke would be, somewhere else in another city, another state, but we'd be on our phones together, and so I would need to plug my headphones into my phone so I could hear Luke, but then I would take these big headphones and then put them over top of my little earbuds so I could hear my own recording. And those particular style of in-ear earbuds would drive me crazy. They would block out too much of my recording sound. So I found this place online called Happy Plugs, which is a name that always seemed a little bit on the edge to me. But for the longest time, they continued to make this style of earbud, the kind that I see I'm a little bit out of focus there, but it was the kind that didn't necessarily go too deep into your ear, but was sort of flat like that. So I could plug these into my phone, and then I would talk to Luke, and I could hear Luke, and then I would put these headphones over top of it so that I could hear what I sounded like when I was recording myself. And so for a long time, I would go to the Happy Plugs website, and I had a whole bunch of different colors of these. I had green, I had yellow, I might have had a pink at one point, and I believe these are the only ones that kind of survived that. And I don't think Happy Plugs even sells these style anymore. So this is the last of that breed, I believe. As I've gotten older, I have mostly used like Bluetooth connected over-ear headphones, like these guys here. These are some Sonys. My dad had gotten me an earlier generation of these as a gift, and I loved them so much. They eventually broke. I tried to replace them, and I think I cheaped out a little bit. I probably got like whatever the cheapest version of them are, and the plastic broke almost immediately, so I taped it up with green electrical tape, which is weird because the most common color of electrical tape would be black, and that would blend in a lot better, but all I had was green. So these are my older ones. I wear these to the gym or whatever. If I'm going for a walk to the baseball game, I'm worried I might lose them. I take these because these are my cheaper, junkier ones. I was talking on the show just this week that I finally had graduated to a wireless earbud a few weeks ago. I'm sorry, no, it was like kind of a few months ago now. But then these started causing irritation in my ears, which is a real problem. Apparently, I'm just not somebody who can use in-ear earbuds, which is a real bummer in 2024. But if anybody's looking for some non-Apple earbuds, these are JBLs, and I really, really loved them. I have to give these to Genevieve now, though, because I can't put earbuds in my ears because I'm a weirdo. And finally, this is my latest pair of headphones. These I really like. Another pair of JBLs. When I realized I couldn't use those other earbuds anymore, I got a new nice pair of like over-ear headphones, and these do an amazing job of like blocking out sound, and they have great what do you call that, noise cancellation and everything. So again, these are JBL. I guess I'm just sort of a blue JBL guy now. So there you go. Let's see, how do we do? Oh, I'm still under 10 minutes. Well, apparently I can keep going, but I won't because I'm actually kind of boring myself here. Thank you for the question, though, Stan. I really enjoyed going down memory lane and thinking back on those Radio Shack headphones that I had and loved. Am I gonna buy them? Somebody tell me not to buy these off of eBay, okay? I don't think that that's the best use of my money right now. And I know that they won't sound as good as I remember them sounding. But, yeah, really fun question to answer. Thanks for sticking with me, everybody. And, again, send me your questions. Andrew@tbtl.net. Put Hey Dummies in the subject line. They can be questions for me or specifically for Luke or for either one of us or both of us. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Blast those headphones, but watch your hearing. And we'll talk to you on Monday.